How's your day going so far?
All right, so far so good. It's a little hot out today, but you got that right on the whole pit. Really what it is out here.
How do you deal with this heat?
I really don't, but like I was saying, he's gonna turn the fire hydrant on. Hopefully, we can sit in some water. I'm hoping. Honestly, it looks like it's gonna rain out, and typically I hate the rain,
Uh-huh.
but at this point, if it's gonna keep me cool, I'm with it. I
Yeah, I
got
hear
it.
you. What's your name?
Carolyn.
Carolyn.
Mhm.
How old are you?
35.
Are you originally from Kensington?
No, I'm
Where
not.
where are you from?
Just just Bridge and Pratt. So I'm only about 10, 15 minute ride away from here. Grew up in
Okay.
Mayfair, Northeast Philly area.
How was your how was your life growing up out there?
It was good. It was good. It was great actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I lost both my parents a year apart, and and then I lost my sister. So like that's my like my whole family right now. I don't have no family left. So besides my children, they're my family. But once I lost my house in 2020, I've been out here since. And I had to drop my kids off to their dad and his mom, and that's where they're at now. I still get to see them and all, but it's just not, it's not the same. And
Right.
2020 is when I started getting high out here.
How far do you go in school?
What was that?
Yeah, how far do you go in school?
Oh, I graduated high school. Went to Catholic school, you know what I mean? Went to St. Tim's, and I graduated from St. Hubert's.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So no college?
No, no. I did. It was a junior college. I started. I went for paralegal, just one of the 2 year colleges, and I ended up leaving before the first semester was even over. So, and that was only honestly, and it sounds stupid, but I was 17 when I graduated high school, and I was 17 turning 18 when I started that. SEPTA went on strike, and I had no way to get there. Because I was in Jenkintown, it was kind of like a little far. I had no ride there, and like everybody dormed there, so they were like, "Oh yeah, two absences is a letter drop," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's not gonna work for me. Makes no sense." So I just stopped going, thinking I'd go back because I was young, but I never did. Yeah.
Now let's talk about your present situation. What is it?
Right now, like we were staying up on the tracks, but that's getting a little like weird up there. I guess the summertime's bringing all the crazies out. I'm not sure what's going on. So, all of our stuff is like up there, but I'm just too afraid to go up there, especially when it's dark out. So now we just kind of been roaming around trying to find somewhere like safe and out the way, we won't be in people's way and stuff. That's ignorant. Try not to be ignorant about it, but just, anywhere that we can feel a little safe at. But
Yeah, you guys told me some weird stuff, man, happened in the past few days.
yeah.
What have you noticed happening?
Um, a couple things. Like I was followed by a guy with all black outfit, black mask. He thought I was by myself because my boyfriend was walking a little bit ahead of me, and we got to walk up like this like hill and stuff. And he was just trying to get up there to like before I did, just make sure everything was all right. You know what I mean? Like he was yelling for me, like it's all right. But I noticed down the one little side street that there was this guy, and he was just following. He's standing at the corner, and he's just staring at me. So I'm yelling for him, and thank God, like he heard me and all, because he came running up. And there was a Spanish guy up on the tracks, and he's going, "Get off these tracks now." He's like, "I was just up there and over the one bridge." He said that there was a bunch of like guys up there, and he heard like a woman screaming, and I didn't hear that. That's what the guy told us, but that was the first night. Then and that added up because the guy following me, you know what I mean, up to the same level, but you only have to cross, the little bridges up there, and that was over the Clearfield one, and uh, I didn't go up at nighttime after that. Like in the past, like 4 or 5 nights now, I've only been going up in the daytime just to get some like clothes or stuff I need. And my boyfriend went up, and he said that before the bridge, like right where like halfway to like where in between like where our tent and like the bridges, he said it was weird. Him and his boy were up there, and they were getting stuff, and he said there was about 3 to 5 people, and all you seen was flashlights, like bright lights, and like people just screaming and making weird like grunting noises. Like I don't know, I wasn't there for that, but him and his boy both told me that. So now he don't even want me coming up there at all. but my glasses broke, so I had another pair, and of course they're up there, and we're trying to make it there before the sun goes, sun goes down, and we get up there and it's fine, and then he's like, "Come on, babe, let's go. We got to go now." He said he saw like two dudes running up, and they're just like crouched down behind like a tree, so they're watching people, like they're up there. It's just I always heard bad things about it up there, but I never experienced it, and now it's starting to become a little bit more real, so it's not worth it.
Right.
I never did the shelter. I never did a shelter, but it's it's something that I'm definitely interested in. We always wanted to like see about a couple shelter because like we didn't want to like split up from each other. But
Mhm.
I mean, sometimes you gotta do that. I guess you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
they do have them. It's just you know, I don't actually even really know how to go about it, to be honest. Like, I've asked people, I've asked like Prevention Point and all, and like it's just
Right. Right.
I don't know.
So how do you take showers and use the bathroom and stuff like that? Where do you go?
I luckily I have my kid's father's mom, and she'll let me come over there and get like cleaned up. The one doctor's office, like because I was hit by a car in January, and the one doctor's office, they know my situation, and like they'll let me get cleaned up there too and stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
they look out, and you know,
That's great. So let's
yeah.
talk about your experience with drugs. Paint
Mm.
us a picture of your experience. What has it been like for you?
Well, I started getting high. I was in grade school, but that was just like weed. I was not just weed, but it's still, still a drug, but still, it's not compared to what I'm up to now. I was smoking weed and just, I would do pills. Like I was doing Percocets. That was from grade school up to high school. It started getting real for me back in 2019. No, I don't know. 2015, 16, I'd say. I started doing meth, and I was just sniffing it, and not just sniffing it because it's still, but now I'm doing fentanyl, heroin, you know what I mean? And I'm shooting it, and I'm not happy about it. But once you start doing it, it's a whole different ball game, and you know,
Hmm.
I'm kind of getting a little over it, and I'm ready to do something about it. And this heat, I'm not gonna make it out here, just from the heat alone, and whatever else is on its way, because it's not good out here. I'm telling you, summertime came, and it's just everybody in this neighborhood saying it too. Like bad vibes, like just everywhere from everyone too. Like it's just not normal,
Hmm.
And I heard and then with the Fourth of July, the fireworks, that's when the gunshots start really popping off because it's just an easier way to not get caught, and it's true. It really is true. It's in a way it's common sense too, and I didn't think about it until it was put out there for us. You know what I mean? For me at
Hmm.
least, but it's real. It's so real. If you're not
Yeah.
around people like that you at least trust or know, it's just you gotta keep the number up with people just because you're not by yourself.
Right.
At least somebody that you feel comfortable with. Like I'm glad I got my boyfriend because at least I know got my back.
Right. So what's 24 hours out here look like for you?
A lot of walking, a lot of not just because we want to, just because it's atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like just trying to, like I said, find somewhere to go, not be in the way. You know, like some days, some nights we don't even have nothing like to drink, eat. So like we'll have to figure that out. Like sometimes that'll take a little while. You know what I mean? Like it's a shame because we're grown and we should be. But it's like I said, it's real out here, and I never understood it until I became it.
Hmm.
And it's I was hard on people, like not people, but like people, like my friends and family and stuff. Like it's a lot easier said than done. Well, just stop doing it, go away. It's not that easy.
And for you, your particular case, what do you think needs to be done? Or what help do you need to get you off drugs? What do you think?
Like the right place to go, and honestly, sorry, getting out of like the facility, like the rehab or the hospital, whatever, and having a place to go. That's the main thing that I would need because I did go away when I first started using fentanyl. Literally within the first 3 months back in 2020, I overdosed and I was sniffing it. I overdosed and it was a bad overdose. Like you know what I mean? Like thank God, like I survived because it's just, I was Narcan 4 times. Like, it was just, no good. And,
Are,
not all of them are bad, but still, like, so I went away. I went to Eagleville and I did detox. I did the whole, I did the whole program, but I got in a lift with nowhere to go. So what did I do? Go back to what I know, and boom, I'm back out here. And within 3-4 hours after being released, I'm getting high again. And I was so unhappy about that. Like, I really was. I felt like I let so many people down. You know what I mean? Like, myself down first of all. Like, and just everybody,
mm-hmm.
everybody.
Yeah.
But again, like, I'm grown, but still, everybody needs help. And when the resources are limited, or like, it's
Right.
sometimes a little hard.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's always. It's not sometimes. It can. It's always be hard.
So when you out here by yourself, what are some things that go through your mind?
Um, I just gotta stay on point. I gotta keep my eye. Like, I just, I'm worried. Girls are getting raped out here, killed, kidnapped. Like, held like against their will, being like tormented, tortured. Like, and that's just, I've never seen it with my own eyes, but I've heard about it. I know it's true. I've came in contact with girls that it's happened to. You know what I mean? Like, I've a couple of girls that I'm cool with out here, like, have told me stories about that. And but again, I don't date, like, well, it's called doing dates now. I don't do that. I understand it because everybody got their hustle. They need to get their way to get money, but I don't. That's just not what I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I do understand why they're doing it, and again, that does put you a little bit closer into getting that happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it doesn't mean that it won't happen to me if I'm sitting on a step by myself and it's laid out, there's nobody out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come here, okay, I gotta ask you something. And boom, next thing you know, you're being pulled into a car,
Yeah.
And that's like things that go on out here.
Scary, right?
Yeah, it's scary,
And the
really.
cops don't even do much about it.
No,
That's why
they
these people
don't
come
though,
down
and
here
that's what I
and
don't
do it.
understand. Come on, like, if you see something that's out against the law,
Yeah.
do what you gotta do, and at least like intervene in it. Like, shit, you don't even gotta get out the car. Just like flash your lights or something, scare the person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
So what are some challenges you face out here on a daily basis?
Just coming up with money, like, and how I'm gonna get well that day. But food, drinks, I was up for 4 days. We just went. That was when the whole like weirdo stuff, like, was going on up there, and I'm like, I'm not staying up here. I'm not doing it, and that's like, well, that was like, in a way, our comfort spot. You know what I mean? Because, like, granted, it's a tent, but still, we weren't ever messed with up there until this all happened. So it wasn't real to us until we experienced some weirdo, like, crazy shit going on up there. So now we're just against it. So going up there, and I don't even want him going up by himself. And I told him, I'm like, if you go up, how do you know? I'll follow you. Because I don't want him going up. God, if something happens to him.
Right, right.
And what, nobody knows, and he just won't come back, and then what? I'm just, left worrying I can't do that, and he knows that, so that's why he don't. And luckily he don't, because that's just how I am. I can't. I would hate for him to go up and get something from me, and something happens to him, like,
Yeah.
But
So,
that's the struggle. Like, it's just food, drink, everyday things that a human being needs on top of what they, the drugs. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
it's a need now. It's not a want, and that's a big, factor,
What do you want the world to know about you?
I'm really not selfish, and I feel like it might look like I am, because in a way, it does look like I'm choosing this lifestyle over getting my life together and having my boys. I have 3 boys, 7, 8, and 13, and I do look selfish because I'm not doing what I got to do for them, and in a way, I guess I am selfish and I feel selfish, but like, somebody made a good point to me. They're like, you're not selfish, you're selfless. And I never really thought about it that way, but that's why they have the help, out there, and I need to just stop talking about it. I need to, be about it, and I just,
What do you think holding you back?
I really don't know. I don't know. I think I'm just scared to go, but I'm even scarier out here. It's like, it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
And again, I know I can't predict the future, but I don't want to go in and they say they come out, boom, I'm high again. Like, I don't know. I know it probably don't make sense, but
So
I'm sure people understand.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
people
know,
understand. What's your biggest fear? Your biggest fear in life?
dying out here and my kid's father and his family having to explain to my kids that their mom's dead.
Right.
You know?
If you can go back in time, what would you tell your younger self?
Oh, a lot. Um, honestly, my younger self, I would just never have chose to do drugs at all. Honestly, you know, because
Agreed.
my parents got high, but they were working. You know what I mean? Like, not that
Functioning?
makes it.
It was
They're
functioning?
functioning. Well, they were alcoholics. So they were alcoholics. So, but they're functioning, and you know, that looks possible to me, but not with like this drug that I started doing, the fentanyl and all that. Like, it's something different. It's different.
It's poison. That's what it is.
It's literally chemicals. Yeah, and I've lost so many people.
You had any role models you looked up to growing up?
I did.
Who
My
was?
dad's best friend, actually, is not like about a month or two ago, he came up on the tracks, and that was when after like a little bit after I got hit by a car, I still had staples in the back of my head from like I had a fractured skull. I got hit by a car January 18th, and I was so afraid to get the staples taken out. And he came and made me get them taken out. Like, he took me to Temple, and he's like, "You gotta get them out." And he came up on the tracks, and he's like, "When's enough enough?" Like, because he did AA and NA and stuff, because he was an addict, so he understands it. And he took me to Episcopal Crisis Center after I was at Temple, and I just wasn't ready for it, and I left. You know what I mean? But still, like, if I had a phone, I'd still be like in contact with people. Like, my phone, I just got a phone a couple days ago. It was stolen.
I have a backup phone that you can use and call anyone you like when this interview is done.
Yeah.
You know?
I appreciate that. I don't know if I know his number.
I know, right? Tell me
and
about
the whole
it.
bag that I had, like, I had my Adidas school bag, had all my favorite stuff in it, and stuff I need, stolen. 2 days later, I had this black drawstring bag with the rest of the stuff. Boom, stolen.
Yeah, that's how it goes out here. So when you got hit by a car, well, how did that happen?
I'm standing up in Frankfurt, or actually the Family Dollar, right by Frankfurt and Wishart, and I wasn't high. I really wasn't high. I'm not lying.
Right.
Like, the curb, I was standing right, like, where my heels were touching the curb. I just remember looking down Allegheny, and by the time I even got to turn my head left, I don't remember getting hit, but I just remember looking down and looking that way, and the people that said that the car swerved and hit me. I don't know if it was done on purpose, you know, and they said the guy drove back around the block and came back and was still looking and watching me.
So let's get off topic and we done, okay? What's your zodiac sign?
Well, my birthday is October 23rd, and from what I know and understand, it's ends Libra and starts Scorpio, so on the cusp.
You one of those people on the cusp. Okay, all right.
I just know, like, if you get a newspaper and a magazine, I could be Libra in one and Scorpio in the other, which is pretty cool. You know what I mean? But and I remember a couple times people didn't believe me, and I was like, all right, we could do that. You know what I mean? Like, and like online, like we were like looking up like you know, zodiac signs, and I was right. So you know, but yeah, Libra, Scorpio, but I always say Scorpio.
Got you. When you was a little girl, what do you want to become when you grow up?
I always wanted to be in the Army.
Why?
I don't know. I just wanted to do the military. Nice. I really did. I remember I used to love the Army commercials where they're running through, like, you see them running through the thing. And I remember I called my mom, like, Mom, come here. And she thought something was wrong. She came running out and she tripped and fell. She was so mad at me. I was like 6 years old. And here it was to show her the commercial. Oh. She was mad at me, though. I was laughing at her. I thought it was funny. I'm like, look, Mom, you're in the commercial. I'm not saying that that's what I would have done, because I did end up getting pregnant, like, when I was, well, not too young. I was 20, you know, 19. And, you know.
What are some of your favorite foods?
Oh. I love, pizza. Mozzarella sticks and French fries is the main thing. I'm eating a lot of them, yeah. Okay. Water ice.
Oh, water ice.
I swear, I eat about 3-4 water ices a day sometimes. I just want cold stuff. It's so hot out, and I can't even eat sometimes. It's so hot, I feel like I'm gonna get sick.
If you had to pick one or the other, if you had to pick to fly or be invisible, which one would you pick?
choose the, fly because I could get myself somewhere else to probably fly. Because being
Okay.
invisible ain't really gonna do much. Flying might be good though, because maybe it might make some money out of it. Hey, I
Right.
got you. I'll fly you there. Nah. But no, I'm only kidding. But yeah, not flying actually probably be the better route to go, I think.
What's your favorite season of the year?
I like fall.
Why?
It's just not too hot, not too cold. I like the Halloween. I
Okay.
just like that
That's,
atmosphere better. It's
all
just,
right.
it's just nicer out.
So you are currently in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
What do you look for in a partner?
Honesty is the main thing. Main thing. If I can't trust the person, there's no point in keeping it moving. That's what I think. That's how I feel.
What are some of your short-term goals now?
Okay, well, I'm 35. I'm not too old. I'm not that young, but I'm not too old. My kids aren't that old yet, and I need to get myself together before they are too old. I don't want to be a failure to them anymore. It's not me. It's short-term goal. I don't know. That's probably more of a long-term goal. I'm thinking, right? Like just getting myself together for my whole future. But short-term goal would just be to keep myself safe. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
That's the main thing that's been going through my mind. My anxiety is a wreck out here. I'm just nervous all the time. That alone is just. I gotta get
Yeah. So
out of
how's
this.
your mental health in this environment?
Yep,
How's
it's not good. I mean, I'm not crazy, but it's just I'm not sleeping much because I'm just afraid, like I'm scared. Like you don't know what's
You're
gonna
in
happen.
survival mode all the time.
All the time,
Exactly.
more than I ever was.
All right. If you had 3 wishes, what would your 3 wishes be?
To get sober, to get back with my kids, and to just as a third and final wish, keep that going.
Beautiful.
For the rest of my life and never go back to this.
Do you have a spiritual or religious belief?
No, I mean I'm Catholic, but I honestly I'm not. I don't have any that I can think of because it's not like my main. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even want to try to start on that because I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Where do you believe you'll go when you die?
Heaven.
Amen.
Yeah.
Pray you do go to heaven.
Yeah. I got so many people up there that like I'm hoping that somebody prays for me and gets me out of this. You know, up there, not down below.
Okay, so this one is to take us home. There are a lot of people in this world who judge people who struggle with drug addiction. What's your message for the world?
You don't know exactly how it is until you experience it yourself. So try just not to be so hard on people because I was once like that. I was very, very hard on people. Even people I didn't know, people I loved, people I didn't know, did know. And it's a lot easier said than done. You just got to keep that mentality. And instead of being hard on somebody, sometimes it's good just to be a little easier. And I'm not saying like, give them money and but just tell them that they're worth it, that there's more to it than this. And just don't, you junkie and you go get high then. Like, no, like, it's just like it don't work. And it's just what it does is it makes a person want to just keep it out here. Because a lot of times people only get high because of the shit that they went through before. It helps them feel, it makes them feel better, instead of people just saying I get high because I want to get high. You know what I mean? But it's also a mentality thing. It helps people feel good too. Takes them out of that, mentality, which makes sense, you know what I mean? Because people get high and they're a different person, But
that's it.
I know the little bugs out here, mosquitoes, flies. That's another thing that's driving me crazy.
Yeah, especially us who got sensitive skin, right?
Exactly.
So, is there anything else you would like to add, Caroline?
Honestly, I just like I said, just try to have an open mind with people and just keep that in mind. Just be a little bit more, have a little more empathy towards people. If not you, I'm just saying like everybody, please. The world. It's the world. Exactly. It's just because this is so ridiculous out here, and I wish the law was doing more out here to get this. And instead, they want to lock people up and they want to.
That's not going to help.
Do this, do that. Well, if you would just.
People need
all these abandoned buildings and stuff.
People
like, why
need
can't they make a little room? I don't know. Like,
people need housing, people
Mhm.
need things to look forward
Not
to.
to mention, don't people need jobs too? And I'm
Yeah,
sure if they
exactly.
did shit like that, then
People need more chances.
yeah,
All right, Caroline,
absolutely.
we're about to wrap things up. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
courageous and stepping up and to speak up for our other brothers and sisters who are embarrassed and
Yeah.
ashamed of the judgment out there. But we need people to speak up to break the stigma. So, is there anything you're in need of we can help you with?
Um, honestly, I everything, but at the same time, I don't like asking for anything. But if I could get help getting like some drinks and just something to eat, and
Okay, we'll
just,
definitely get you something
honestly,
to
like
eat.
I'm so thirsty right now.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
So thanks AML family for checking out this interview. Drop all the positive comments you got for Caroline,
Thank you
and
guys.
we'll stay connected with her. And hopefully, it'll be a different picture one day
Yeah.
of her. So remember, guys, don't be bitter, be better. Until next time, we out there.